At this point, I'm probably at about $1.6 to $1.8 million in debt with mortgages and unsecured debt.
Wow. How did this 24-year-old former website designer get into this mess? His story begins back in 2004. Seems he caught real estate fever and signed up for a series of no money down seminars and weekend boot camps that pitch the notion that anybody can become a millionaire overnight flipping houses. Casey spent a lot of money to learn the shortcuts.
How much money are you into the boot camps at this point?
That was $15,000.
That was Casey's first big mistake. In 2005, feeling every bit the real estate pro, but with no track record, Casey started on a real estate buying spree. On his first house, he actually turned a nice $30,000 profit and right away paid off all his credit cards. And he was convinced he could do it again. Problem was, the red-hot real estate market was cooling off. Altogether, Casey bought 8 houses over 8 months and paid too much for most of them. As any real expert will tell you, that was mistake number 2. All of a sudden, his properties are just sitting there with no immediate hope of turning over. But the bills kept coming in.
$15,000 to $20,000 with bills and utilities and mortgage payments was my nut to crack. And I had no money. I realized I'm going to be facing foreclosure on 6 homes.
By the beginning of 2007, instead of profits, Casey was facing foreclosure.
Casey got in late, he got in aggressively, and there's probably going to be no way for him to recover from this.
Take a look at this house. It's just one of his many impulse buys.
It says final notice. You need this?
Even after remodeling the kitchen, Casey couldn't get rid of this house in Sacramento, California.
It's really not bad. Maybe shampoo the carpets or replace them, and everything else is good. It's move-in ready, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm still wondering how a 24-year-old could possibly qualify to buy that much real estate. Who the heck loaned him that kind of money? His answer is that he used stated income loans, also known as liar loans. In other words, he just told the lenders his income was whatever he wanted it to be, and apparently, they never checked.
I don't know what the stats are, but you know, I know a lot of people push the envelope on those loans.
Did you?
I stated more than I made, yes.
Lying to lenders was mistake number 3, and by far his biggest, because it also happens to be illegal.
The possibility exists that you could go to jail.
There's always that looming fear out there, but you know what? I choose not to focus on that because what am I going to do? Hide out and live in fear?
Casey was determined that some good come out of his bad experience. So he launched a website and a blog in hopes of teaching others how to avoid ending up like him.
One of the first things you notice when you're talking to Casey is his resilience and positive attitude. A lot of people with these problems would have already given up. In fact, he started his website to help people that are in this situation or to give them enough knowledge so that they could avoid this predicament altogether. How much money we got in this bookcase here, would you think?
Honestly, probably
investment.
30, 35,000.
Really?
Honestly, yeah.
eBay.
Ever the optimist, Casey refuses to give up on his real estate dreams. But real experts say flipping houses is not for amateurs.
The people that do this well, you don't hear them touting what they do. You don't hear them selling a program because they're making substantial amounts of money, doing it well, and not sharing their secrets.